Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Wednesday, May 15th, 2019. Apologies that I've missed the live stream the last 2 weeks. Been traveling. I will be back in the regular routine next Wednesday, the 22nd, and probably won't miss a Wednesday for nearly the next year to come. So, apologies about the last 2 weeks. Just want to send a thank you to Miss Mildred, very generous woman who supports the Patreon page. She sent me some good food in the mail. She's even sent me some nice gifts. And today she sent me this really interesting headline and also said, Zach, I really miss your live streams. You got to get back to the daily live stream. And I'm working on it. I apologize to Miss Mildred and everyone else who missed the daily live stream. Just been trying to do too much at once, and I'll get everything back in the groove here soon enough. But I want to thank Miss Mildred for this headline. We're going to seriously connect some dots right here from this headline from February 9th, 2019. If you've been following my work on why we're looking at Tisha B'Av, the Jewish Day of Tragedy for 2019, this ties in with the things we've been discussing. If you haven't, in September of 2018, around the anniversary of September 11th, there was a story circulating about an unblemished red heifer being born, and the time was near of Revelation and the coming of the third temple and the Jewish Messiah. And I highly encourage you to go back and check out that content. If you're not familiar with Tisha B'Av, it's to remember the destruction of the two Jewish temples, as well as many other Jewish tragedies. Those two temples are Solomon's temple and Herod's temple. This year, 2019, on April 15th, 118 days before August 11th, a date written 11/8, which is Tisha B'Av, which is the day we're really looking at, we had the burning of two holy sites. One was Notre Dame in Paris, and the other was the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest Muslim site at Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And notice this article was written before April 15th, the day those two structures burned. Again, Tisha B'Av, to remember the destruction of two holy sites. Again, this year it's going to fall on 11/8, and the burning of those two holy sites was 118 days before 11/8. But anyhow, this article written, a Christian group is building a movement that could destabilize Jerusalem's most explosive holy site. Cry for Zion, an Israel-based organization started in 2014, is recruiting Christians worldwide as it campaigns for complete Israeli control where the Al-Aqsa Mosque now stands. Again, this is the site that burned the same day as Notre Dame that didn't get as much media coverage. I want you to see why this article was truly written on this day and how it syncs up with what took place April 15th with the fire there. And then we're going to go back through history and talk about the Masonic organization, the Knights Templar, which is very much a Christian Zionist organization. First of all, that terminology, most explosive holy site, 260, that's how many chapters are in the New Testament, which ends with Revelation, which was written about in September of 2018, how Revelation's coming and the third temple's coming. Let me read a little bit more of this, then we'll break it down. Jerusalem. Christian Zionists were instrumental in Donald Trump's lightning rod decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and relocate the American embassy there, a move many imbued with spiritual meaning. Now, a Christian group aims to harness that same evangelical people power to alter radically the status quo at Jerusalem's Temple Mount, the most bitterly contentious holy site in the Middle East. Cry for Zion, an Israel-based organization started in 2014, is recruiting Christians worldwide in its campaign to push Israel to fully control the site, which is administered by a Muslim religious trust in Jerusalem, Islamic Waqf. And we've seen Israel, put up a gate there. So this plan is very much in motion since the time this article was written. First of all, look at the gematria of Cry for Zion. You see the 149, the 121, the 49? Again, the Zionists are trying to bring about revelation. This is what they want to do, destruction, chaos for an agenda. Again, the Masonic motto is order out of chaos. But 149, 121, 49, look at the numbers in Revelation. 149, 121, 49. Same numbers. You got to know the 4 base ciphers. The alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. But in light of this article being written February 9th, it makes me think of something. It makes me think of Revelation 2:9. I know your afflictions and your poverty, yet you are rich. I know about the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan, or from the King James Version referred to as the synagogue of Satan. Of course, so many people take the very Masonic King James Version as the official Bible. But with regards to Revelation 2:9, Jewish equals 29, the synagogue of Satan equals 92, the reflection. From the day that article was written to the day Notre Dame and Al-Aqsa Mosque burned was 65 days later, also 9 weeks and 2 days. But with regards to 65, notice Christianity equals 65. This article is about a Christian Zionist movement sponsored by Israel. Christianity is 65. So is Knights Templar. And the Knights Templar are the Masonic organization that goes back to the time of the Crusades, where you have to be a Christian. Now, here's the thing. Here's how this all comes together. The burning of Al-Aqsa Mosque Notre Dame on the same day, and the Knights Templar. Once upon a time, the Knights Templar were nearly destroyed after the burning of their leader in front of Notre Dame on Friday the 13th, which is where the entire superstition of Friday the 13th comes from. That was March 18th, 1314. Jacques de Molay executed in front of Notre Dame, right? So that's the first piece. Now, the next piece is the fact that the Knights Templar, at the time of the Crusades, captured Al-Aqsa Mosque from the Muslims and used it as their headquarters, referring to it as Solomon's Temple. This is all part of the revisionist history of how what we call Temple Mount, where Al-Aqsa Mosque now still stands, where it has come to be believed that that's where Solomon's and Herod's temple once existed, the 2 temples that were destroyed that are remembered for Tisha B'Av. And again, Al-Aqsa Mosque and Notre Dame burned 118 days before August 11th, 11/8. And if you've been following my work from September of 2018, we've been talking about how many times the number 118 has been coded. That Christchurch, New Zealand shooting at the 2 mosques, both had the address sequence in it, 8011. That 118 in it. Again, reminding of August 11th. Tisha B'Av, to remember the destruction of the 2 temples. But you see how perfectly all of this comes together? And there can be no mistake about who's responsible for all of this. There's absolutely an organic side to this code, but there's also a very manipulated side. And that's what you see through the media. That's what you see through the Zionist agenda. It's, if you believe it's all organic, it's to say that the 2 Benjamins in the rigged election and for Benjamin Netanyahu after the All About the Benjamins debacle here in the United States with the Muslim representative in Congress, to believe all that's organic is just foolish. This is all being contrived. This is a mockery. It's tributes to history. It's projecting the future to come. It's an extension of the 9/11 agenda. The people who control this world, again, it's all about control, and they control by keeping the people divided. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with religion. That's why you see, right here, the Abrahamic religions all involved in this article. Judaism, Christianity, Islam. And it's not hard to see who's pulling the strings. Remember, the Abrahamic religions are all based out of the Old Testament, which is the Jewish section of the Bible. Or Hebrew section. But definitely look up this article, Thank you again, Miss Mildred. Really appreciate you sharing this. Hadn't seen this before, and helping us further connect the dots and prove further what we already knew and know, and what we'll come to know. It's not hard to see which way the wind blows. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.